Good morning, sunshine, and welcome back to another episode of Shine Buzz Daily. And here at Shine Buzz Daily, we are all about increasing, raising your vibration, taking actionable steps to heal, and pushing forward to create the life that we really want and deserve after a toxic relationship. So just to let you know what we're going to do today, we're going to go over a little bit of content that I think is going to be really helpful for you. Then we're going to read the cards, and then I'm going to open up for a Q&A, and we're going to talk, we're going to discuss. So stick with me, let's do this. All right, so today we're going to talk about a theory that was developed by a Dr. Stephen Porges, and the theory is very interesting. I'm going to give you just a really high level overview before I share some exercises with you. So this could change the way that we heal trauma in general, but especially for those of us working at it from home. We'll get to it. All right. Once I've given you a brief overview, I'm going to share some exercises with you can do at home to get you through the hard times. And this can work for any one of us who has been in this type of situation. So bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to double check and make sure that, yep, looks like we're good. Everybody hears me good. Okay, here we go. Hello, Mr. Gigi. Yes, indeed, the Chiefs. Yes, they won. All right, so let us just do this. So we all know that going through a toxic relationship leaves us feeling fearful, leaves us frozen, sometimes to a debilitating level, right? Well, for most of us, it's because it affects our nervous system in pretty profound ways, according to various researchers and doctors and everybody else. Now, in some cases, we find that survivors find themselves living like in a constant state of stress, a constant state of anxiety based on this like underlying feeling that for so long we always needed to be aware that what was coming next. And so we live in this like hypervigilant state. And the thing is, that's really, really bad on our bodies and our brains and our nervous systems, right? It makes it almost impossible for us to relax, or for many of us to even feel safe or normal. We feel frozen or stuck. Mo Cowboy talks about it being safe enough, and that's kind of what we're working toward here. Now, I've had a few different clients who found themselves in this state of being frozen, and there was very little that we could do to kind of help them get unfearful, to feel safe enough to heal. And it turns out, they had tried everything. They had gone to therapists, they had gone to doctors, they had tried medicine, they tried everything, and they were like at the end of their rope. Well, we used some of these exercises with them with significant success. And now in one case, we did need to go outside of self-help exercises, and she needed to go to another practitioner who was able to help her. But outside of that, it's been pretty successful. So after I discovered what I'm going to show you today, I found that many of the clients could do the simple at-home things and could make a significant difference in their ability to feel safe, and that would allow them to recover from the trauma they experienced in the relationship. So we're going to kind of cover that. Stick with me and I'll explain. So let's catch a shine buzz. All right. So Dr. Stephen Porges, proposes in this theory, it's called the Polyvagal Theory, that the vagus nerve has more function than we previously thought. And this means that the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems are only just a little bit of the equation in how we react to our environment and to trauma. Okay, so don't worry, I'm gonna take it to real basic English for you in a minute. So before I continue, I want to take some time that no matter what if you do decide to learn more about this, that you do so, do some research of your own, because I'm going to give you just only a very high level overview of this whole situation. And I want to make it clear that I'm kind of oversimplifying the theory just to get to the point where I can share with you the exercises and why they work. Okay. So it is a complicated theory, and I'm breaking it down as simply as I can. And so again, very high level overview. We're going to focus just on the parts that will help us as survivors for this today, for this episode today. And if you want me to dig in deeper in future episodes, let me know and we'll do that. But you probably don't know yet because I'm not there. Okay. The polyvagal theory says that the parasympathetic nervous system is not only associated with relaxation, but also symptoms of PTSD. Porges developed this theory because he wanted us to understand that this dual function of the parasympathetic nervous system could change everything when it comes to healing from trauma. Now, other things too, we'll get to that. It points to a human survival mechanism, something like ancient DNA type stuff, in which our parasympathetic nervous system leads us to freeze or faint, in some cases, in the face of a life-threatening event. That's kind of a way that we would protect ourselves, because then the ancient human would appear to have been no longer a threat to whatever it was that was coming after it. And so maybe it would leave it alone, I think. But most importantly for us, the polyvagal system teaches us to engage our social nervous system to consciously inhibit that defensive system, right? So it allows us to find freedom from these trauma symptoms that are keeping us from feeling safe, and so that we can feel safe and we can begin to heal. So in other words, it makes us look beyond the effects of the fight or flight or the freeze reaction and put our social relationships in front of that so that we can heal from the trauma. And we're going to get to that, but part of what we're doing right here actually kind of works in that way for us. The theory has been used to help a bunch of different conditions, including epilepsy. But then back in 2005, the FDA approved this, the use of vagus nerve stimulation to treat depression, which I thought was pretty cool. And so in our case, it could be useful. But it has also been found to help with rapid cycling bipolar disorder, anxiety disorders, Alzheimer's disease, and researchers think that it can also be used to help with heart failure, with inflammation from various things like diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and Crohn's disease, as well as intractable hiccups and the abnormal heart rhythm. And here's the thing. So the vagus nerve is the 10th cranial nerve, which they also call the cranial nerve X. It is the longest nerve in our autonomic nervous system, and it interfaces with the parasympathetic control of the heart, lungs, digestive tract, all of that. And the name vagus comes from the Latin word for wandering, right? And that's because it wanders from the brain into the organs and chest, neck, abdomen, so on and so forth. In other words, it's part of a circuit that sort of connects your neck, your heart, your lungs, and abdomen to the brain. Interesting, right? So we're going to get to the really interesting part. Stick with me. But the 4 key functions then include the sensory function of the throat, heart, lungs, and abdomen. Then a special sensory function, which is the taste sensation behind your tongue. And then the motor function, which is movement functions for your neck and also responsible for swallowing and speech, as well as the parasympathetic function, which is digestive tract, breathing, and heart rate functioning, okay? So then it balances the nervous system, or it can also unbalance the nervous system. But it can help, when you do stimulate the vagus nerve, it can help with communication between the brain and the gut, it can help with relaxation and deep breathing, it can help with decreasing inflammation, like I said, and then lowering the heart rate and blood pressure, which helps you feel safer. And so for us, again, it helps. And I think this is probably the most important part for us as survivors. It helps us with fear management on that very visceral level. So the vagus nerve sends information from the gut to the brain, which is linked to dealing with stress, anxiety, and fear, which is why we say gut feeling, right? All that. So these signals help a person to recover from a really stressful or scary situation when the vagal nerve is healthy. The vagal tone is healthy. So while there are several different medical and massage therapy type interventions, so different techniques that can be used by doctors and registered massage therapists, licensed massage therapists, that do stimulate the vagus nerve and should be used in extreme cases. So I'm just going to put a little disclaimer here. Check with your doctor always before you do anything. But there are some exercises that you can do at home which can stimulate the vagus nerve and potentially help to relieve the symptoms that you have of CPTSD, the constant feeling of being frozen, feeling like you're in fight or flight mode or freeze mode. And honestly, from the research I've done, this can help with a lot of things, not just this. It can help with your weight issues and everything else. Sorry, one second. What?
Hey, can I have a friend come over?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Kids are out of school today, so someone just popped into the office to ask if he could have a friend over. Yeah, that's good. All right. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to go through these. I think I have about 4 different ones for you. Real quick things you can do at home to sort of stimulate the vagus nerve and potentially relieve a lot of the symptoms that you're struggling with. Oh, I know what I was going to say. When I was doing the research, I found that it could even potentially help with weight issues and all kinds of stuff. But for today, we're focusing on how it can help us relieve our trauma symptoms, okay? So the first one, you may or may not like it, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. Expose yourself to cold. So when you take a cold shower, or have you ever seen those people, they put ice cubes and water in a bowl and they put their face in the bowl? That works. Or even just splashing your face with cold water at first. Going outside in the freezing cold weather. You know, those people that do the polar bear challenge where they jump in the water and it's freezing cold outside, that kind of stuff. All of that will stimulate the vagus nerve. And that's because while your body adjusts to the cold, your sympathetic activity declines. And what happens then is that your parasympathetic activity increases, and that affects the vagal nerve. So next one's so easy, deep breathing. And that is taking deep, deliberate breaths from your belly. And that's it. Deep, deliberate breaths. So you can count them. I think counting will also help with the relaxation factor. You know, I would breathe in, in and out 4 or 6 counts, whatever you can do. And then the reason this works is because the deep breathing activates specific neurons that detect blood pressure. And these neurons signal to the vagus nerve that blood pressure is becoming too high. And so the vagus nerve in turn responds by lowering your heart rate. So you calm down. Pretty cool, right? Then there's meditation, which is, I know, but meditation brings your body into a state of calm, and it tells your vagus nerve that there's no need for a fight or flight response. And that increases vagal tone, which makes you feel better. And again, the final one, and you guys are going to love this one if you're anything like me, it's singing. Singing, humming, even gargling, like if you gargle water or mouthwash or whatever. It activates your vocal cords and then the muscles at the back of your throat. And those are connected to the vagus nerve, see? And so incorporating these activities into your daily routine can help increase your vagal tone. I mean, it's amazing, right? I don't know. Anyway, like I said, this is something I have been thinking about and reading about for months. I have purchased a number of different books, different classes. I've taken a couple online classes. I'm fascinated by this, and I'm really excited about it. So I'd love to know what you guys think about it. And while you're putting that in the chat, we're just going to go ahead and read the cards. It's time to read the cards. All right, bump. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh yeah, what's for tea? I've heard of the Wim Hof Method. Yes. Okay, and in fact, I've been looking into that a little bit. Body says, we got to jump in the cold water. No. All right. But anyway, the point is, yes, it shocks your system when you do the cold water thing. That I think is an extreme self-help type method. Maybe you start with the splashing of the water on the face, but it works and it makes a significant difference in how you feel. And I mean, I don't know about y'all, but that's what it's all about for me is feeling better. Yes, that's right. And again, this is a theory and I've seen some success with it with my clients. That's what I'm going to tell you. You need to do your own research and decide if it's right for you. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by it, but like I said, I've seen success with it with clients and myself. Okay? All right. Dialectical Behavior Skills Therapy deck is our first one for today, as usual. That is the Dialectical Behavior Skills Therapy deck. It is or will be linked in the description below, and you don't need to buy one because I share every card with you before I'm done within the next several weeks. Yes, 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 sing. Right on. Okay. All right. And today's, I get distracted by the chat. I apologize. Today's card is a mindfulness skill, and it says, get your pen and paper ready because this is your homework for today, and actually it kind of goes right along with what we're talking about, ironically enough. It says, use wise mind meditation. It says, sit quietly and relax using mindful breathing. Place your hand on the center of your abdomen, just below the rib cage, and focus on a question or decision that you have to make. Then, ask your inner intuitive self for guidance and answers without judging the responses that you receive. Try it today. So sit quietly and relax using mindful breathing. Place your hand on the center of your abdomen just below your rib cage. Focus on a question or decision you have to make, and then ask your inner intuitive self for guidance and answers without judging the responses you receive. All right? So that is your DBT skill for the day. And we are about to pull out our daily affirmation from the Super Attractor deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. And this one also will be linked in the description, but is not, you don't need to buy it because I will be sharing them all with you over the next several weeks. Today's affirmation is awesome and kind of perfect. It says it feels good. It's good to feel good. So this is your affirmation for today. It's good to feel good. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, sorry. It's good to feel good, y'all. Okay. And I was going to tell you one more thing. What was it? Oh, I do not know. I do not know. Okay, I'll try to think of it. All right. So I'm going to jump right into the chat. So if you have questions, I know what I was going to tell you. Today is Thursday, so Thankful Thursday. So we might as well do what we're grateful for. So everybody put something in the chat that you're grateful for today. Tell me one thing you're grateful for and one thing you love about yourself. And today I am grateful for a snow day because my awesome kids are home with me and I always enjoy that. And I am, let's see, what do I love about myself today? I am resilient, and that is very positive. All right, so spill with me, share with me, tell me what's something you are grateful for and something you love about yourself, and I'm going to jump into the chat. Good morning, Madison Drew, one of our awesome members. Thank you for being here, my friend. Mr. Gigi, hello, is from my home state, and the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, which I am sort of excited about, I guess. Mr. Gigi's in KC, though, so it's probably more exciting for him. I'm not really a big sports person, but I still love you, though. Sandra Hawkins, hello. Adelaida, hello. She says, thank you for all you do. You've opened my eyes. Thank you so much. What's for tea in the house? Danielle from Colorado. Welcome, welcome. Wendy, hey. Wendy from Hollywood, California. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Jillian. Hello from the Mod Squad. Hello. Trish Hill says, you rock, gray or not. Right on, Trish. Thank you. Back at ya. Magenta in the house. Hello, Magenta. Welcome back, my friend. E-Rock says, I love that your live stream seems to come up when I'm running an errand and feeling anxious. I have this gnawing dread feeling, various levels of anxiety. Yeah, varying levels. E-Rock, first of all, I'm glad that it's helpful. And second of all, seriously, some of the stuff I talked about today, I hope it helps you. Yes, it leaves us feeling emotionally drained. Indeed, Mr. Gigi. Constant state of anxiety, says Bonnie, can't sleep. Fight or flight, says Jerry. Indeed. Numb at times. I've been there. I felt numb a lot, actually. I think that's how I survived personally going through it. It was I had to go numb in order to not lose it completely at times. Oh no, E-Rock says, I was basically attacked by my psychopathic neighbor downstairs yesterday. Refused to move out of the way. I'm proud of how I handled it. By not feeding this creature supply. Good for you. Good for you. Yes. Awesome. Bonnie says, yeah, frozen in time. Jillian says, hypervigilant. Yes. Jerry says, or frozen. Yes. Carol says, fight or flight feeling, yet not as severe. Indeed. Yep. Good morning, C. Mary, another awesome member, says hello from Nebraska. Welcome, Mary. Welcome back. And E-Rock says, but of course, I'm feeling that way, hypervigilant, but I'm trying to just distract myself with what's really important to me and my life, my feelings and my feelings matter who, and my, excuse me, I can't talk, and my feelings matter who would have thunk, right? I know. But again, that is positive to be focusing on your feelings. But if you do these little exercises that we talked about to start with, it might actually sort of make it easier for you to not have to just ignore those feelings of anxiety and sort of relieve them, which is so much better if you ask me. Yeah. Okay. Yes. And Mo Cowboy, howdy everyone. He said, I love this. I'm feeling all hippie woo woo, so I'm sending love to everyone. Love and light to all. Thank you. And Nancy says hello from Georgia. Good morning to Mary. Right on. Okay. Hello, Nancy. Yeah, I think my phone's ringing or something. Okay. Jillian says the trauma gets physically stored. That is absolutely correct, and that is why these exercises can help. Jillian is on point as per usual. Love you, Jillian. And Martha says the vagus nerve impacts many parts of us. That's right. Like literally almost our whole system are the parts that we deal with. Okay. Belle says, question, does this work for someone so frozen they've not been able to step outside for 30 days if the narcissist is still in the picture? Okay, let me say this. If the narcissist is still in the picture and if you are on that level of frozen, Belle, you know I always have to recommend that you get some outside help. However, yes, I do believe that it can relieve you a little bit. I do not think it's going to solve the problem when you're still with a narcissist, but I think that ongoing practice of these types of exercises can make you feel less stressed out, can make you feel less constantly anxious, can help reduce the feeling of anxiety. But when you're going to have somebody, you know, when you're still under their control up to a point, you're certainly going to have to, this is not going to be enough to just do it by yourself. You know, it's going to help, but it's not going to resolve the problem. So I hope that helps a little bit. All right, let's see here. Yes, Flabby, those words are a mouthful. That's funny. See, I cannot talk about, Bonnie, the oil that you mentioned because YouTube deletes channels sometimes due to that. So, but yes, I do think it's possible. PG says, I have a vagus nerve stimulator. That is awesome. Tell us more about that. I've seen TENS units before being used in that way, but I have no experience with that and I cannot speak on it myself, but maybe PGTT would be happy to do that for us. Iraq says, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, what's for T? Primal defense mechanism. That's right. Okay. Martha says, I was finally able to open my front door, too fearful of my family, just to let sun inside. I got served with papers to hurt me by taking my car away. Oh, Martha, I'm so, so sorry. I'm glad you opened your door, but I'm sorry that you got served with, yeah. Narcissists, they have no level to which they will not stoop. You know what I'm saying? Erock says, oh, Nancy says to Erock, mine was buffering. Okay. Okay. Well, hopefully it'll come back around for everybody. Carol, welcome. Carol Davis, a new Spanily friend, a new channel member. I'm happy to have you. Thank you. And Carol says, and this is a different Carol, Carol L says, yes, I'm working with this kind of therapy for severe brain injury. She says, and it's also helping with you all. It also is helping with you with all you are speaking. Okay, that is awesome, Carol. Thank you to hear that. Oh, Iraq Freedom is not here. Oh, Tiny B is in the house, or Tina B. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but welcome to a new Spanily friend, Tina B. I'm happy to have you. Let's see here. Magenta, and so Tina or Tina, Teeny, Tiny, I'm so sorry, I don't mean to be like that, is a new member of my channel here, and that means she's helping to support me and all of you as we work together to heal. So thank you so much, both Carol and Tina. Erock says, I'll wait. Okay. Belle says to Erock, hello, my friend, tried to leave a message. Okay, this is separate. Oh, Erock is doing great with that. Yeah, you're so right, Belle. Martha says, I've been living in flight or fight mode for a decade, plus, but no more. Right on. Oh, Jillian. Yeah, right. I know. It's amazing. I found this, Jillian, and I was like, this is the thing that we need to know. You know, this is it. So I'm actually thinking about doing another video with some more exercises you can do at home. That's maybe a pre-recorded video. So if you guys want me to do that, let me know in the chat here. Just say yes. Say yes, make that video, and I will. I love the science too, Jillian. It's always fascinating. Let's see. Lots of awesomeness going on in the chat here. Oh, PGTT says, I regret that I found out the hard way. I had to trash my immune system from stress. I didn't know. Yeah, I only recently discovered, I guess it was about almost a year ago 6 months ago that I figured it out. Or I didn't figure it out, I found it, and then I realized it could help with my clients and have been doing some really positive stuff with it. Martha says her cranial sacral therapist helped her with it, and that is awesome. Yes. Mary says awesome. Right on, Mary. Okay, let's see. Yes, Wim Hof, I think it's called. Now, Madison says she's done the polar bear challenge when she was on the swim team. Yeah, and if you go like real early and it's cold outside, oh my goodness, it is something. Yes. Yes, I will put a link in the description, Belle, after I post it. I'll put several if you want, for research purposes. Yes, Martha, polar bear dips are definitely brutal. Yes, they are. Nobody wants to jump in the cold water. I get it. But you don't have to necessarily do it the full body way. You can start small and work your way up or you can skip that one and just sing instead. Whatever works for you. Hello, Nargis. Welcome back, my friend. Mo Cowboy says, I'm inside for this as my excuse. I'm inside and this is my excuse to be out doing chores in the cold. Now I get to go outside in the cold and heal. Yes. I love it. Narga says she's having a great day so far. Woke up late and relaxing. We'll go for errands after that. That is awesome. Oh, she loves to dance because she's listening to Bollywood songs. I love that. Sing along and you'll even be more relieved. Yes, a cold blast in the shower. Mary loves to sing. So does Jerry. Love it. Oh, Jerry says singing in a cold shower. Yeah, that's like a double whammy. That could not hurt. And Narga says she also struggles with harsh anxiety. PGTT says, does whiskey on the rocks count? I assume for gargling. And I mean, I guess it might. It would still probably stimulate the vagus nerve, but I don't personally like whiskey. But if you do and it's safe for you to drink it, by all means. What's for tea says, I've done the sauna jump in the river thing. Oh yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. There are documentaries, Martha says, indeed. Bonnie always hums around the house when she's doing chores. And Jillian says she agrees with everything, especially singing and breathing. Martha sings to her dogs. Girl, I sing to everybody. I sing to my dogs. I don't have dogs. My cats. I sing to my kids. I sing to my friends. I sing to all of you here and there. I'm not saying I sing well, but I do sing. Teeny is from Denmark. Is it Teeny? Is it Tiny? Is it Tina? Tell me. I apologize for my ignorance. I don't mean to mispronounce your name. Mo Cowboy says, yes, sing. I sing from, oh, darn it, lost my spot. Where was I? There it comes. It's coming. Mo Cowboy. Oh, wait, Bonnie has a TENS unit. Wait a minute. Where's Mo Cowboy's comment? Here it goes. Oh, it just happened again. I'm just really frustrated now. Okay, sing. I sing from my heart, he says, just like my chickens when they sing. They don't care how it sounds. They just sing. Indeed, that is how I feel about the whole thing. I'm not and have never claimed to be talented at singing. I will tell you my daughter's talented at singing, not me. But I'll do it anyway. Belle says, shall I go for a swim in the sea? Oh, maybe not. I sing almost every day. I hope my neighbors enjoy. Right on. Rick says, cool study. Right on. Thanks, Rick. It wasn't, I just did the research, but the Dr. Stephen Porges actually developed this theory, and I think it's fascinating. Yeah. Martha says mindfulness meditation is always helpful. Absolutely. Meditation of any sort. Madison also likes it. Yeah, definite technique to research and try, says Belle. Yes, laughter is healing. It releases endorphins, Mo Cowboy says. And it's another tool for allowing the body to feel safe, and healing occurs when we feel safe. That is exactly right. And that is exactly why I'm bringing this information to you, because what happens is when we don't feel safe, we can know logically all the stuff. We can logically understand, okay, this really wasn't my fault. We can logically understand and look at the narcissist like a scientist and go, okay, A, B, and C, gaslighting, projection, blah, 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 whatever. We can look at ourselves and go, okay, it really wasn't my fault. But still, if we don't believe it, like if we understand on an intellectual level, we also have to sort of be able to believe it on a personal, spiritual, whatever you want to call it, level, on an emotional level. And if we don't get there. And if we don't feel safe, we can't feel those things. So you're absolutely right. Narga says she's grateful for the lovely sunshine who continues to shine her rays upon us and to make us smile. Aw, thank you, my sweet friend. And she said she's grateful for her lovely children. PGTT is grateful for the crisp, fresh air. Yes. Wendy is grateful for Thursday and loves that she's a survivor. Love that. Danielle says, thank you. I love the affirmative cards. She's grateful for her cats. Oh, I should have put that too. I'm also grateful for my cats. And loving her strength. Love that. Carol, one of our new members, says, I am thankful I'm a game changer and a warrior. Yes. Love it. Love it. Martha is grateful for feeling some peace and She loves her resilience. Right on, Martha. And Magenta is grateful for her husband's new job. Congratulations. That gives them medical coverage. Thank goodness. And she loves that she can laugh at herself. You're pretty funny. I'm just saying. All right. Nargis says, yes, very true to Mo Cowboy. Nancy says, I'm still here. I guess tornado went over. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I hope that you're okay. Tornado. Yeah, we don't have one here right now. I don't know where you're located, but here we're dealing with a little freezing stuff, snow stuff. But I'm glad you're here too. Nubia, hello and welcome back. Is grateful for children. Yes, me too. Yak Not Nud, I probably said that wrong, is grateful for the new schedule that they made up. Keeping it and getting more done. Awesome. Also grateful for realizing what more I want to do with myself. Love that. Awesome. Thankful. PGTT is thankful I'm finding my way. Jillian says, I'm grateful I woke up free from abuse. I love that I had the courage to see the truth and get out. Me too. I'm so proud of you. I love PM is, I should have also said I'm grateful for each and every one of you because I truly am. And this just reminds me of how much so. PM says, I love that I'm genuine and I'm thankful for all that you do. Thank you, PM. I appreciate you. Belle says, I'm grateful you are here with us and everyone else. I'm not loving much about myself at the moment, and maybe a bit later. Well, Belle, let me tell you what you can love about yourself. You are the sweetest, kindest soul that I may have had the pleasure of meeting. I mean, all of you guys are amazing, but you're sweet, you're kind, you're eloquently spoken. And I think we all love you a little bit, just saying, or a lot. Belle, you have a lot to love about yourself, and we'll love you in the meantime until you get there. What's says, thankful for reaching another plateau in recovery, and I love that I can treat myself with compassion. That is beautiful. Laura says, I'm grateful I'm here and I can bless others. Beautiful. Madison says, I really do pop up at perfect times. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Mo Cowboy says, I'm trying to be grateful for the cold weather, as I now know the cold will assist me to heal. I will tell that to my fingers as they freeze today. Oh my goodness. I know you're out on a farm. That must be hard work. Magenta says, does anyone else talk to their screen when Angie addresses you as if she can hear you? No, just me. I love that about you, my friend. Carol says, sometimes I feel like I'm on autopilot. Yes, Carol, I've been there. And I think this will help with that, with some of that. It's a process. You have to first recognize it, which, discover it, which you've done, and then understand it, which if you want to look at some of my videos on dissociation and cognitive dissonance, those might help. And then work to overcome it. And this is one way that you can start to do that. Mindfulness is huge. Intentional vibration management. Anytime you can just make sure you're in the moment, it's really, really helpful. And but I think we go on autopilot because it's how we survive when we go through the worst parts of this stuff we go through. Yep. My throat is so dry today, you guys. I should have brought my coffee. Bonnie says she's grateful for her house, her fur babies, and the Spanily Shine Buzz group. Thankful for myself and all the great information I bring to you all. Thank you so much, Bonnie. Big hugs and love to you, and I'm grateful for you as well. Tiny is getting triggered still. She's working on stoicism. Right on. Yeah, it happens, but stoicism or gray rock, good. Artist Lover from Ohio and Mary from Ohio. Hello and welcome, y'all. Bonnie says, trying to sort through triggers and diminish them. Yes, that is a process. EA says, I'm grateful for a peaceful state of mind, and I love that my positivity keeps me going. This channel is a huge resource. Thank you. That is what I am here for. I appreciate you. Belle is experiencing difficulty sleeping and having increased pain. She said, I don't believe my therapist understands trauma, but all I can afford. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Shelly missed everything till now. Hi, Frankendall. Welcome back. Shelly missed everything until now, she said. But Shelly, there will be a replay available for you, but I'll have it up just a few minutes after, or an hour, up to an hour later, but there will be a replay. Or if you wait until the end, you could probably drag back the screen, the video thingy I'm talking about. Sorry. What is that thing? The counter? I don't know. Anyway, the time thing. Okay, moving on. Belle says, knock on door sends me into instant trigger of trauma, shaking, crying, ridiculous. It's so embarrassing. Don't be embarrassed. Owning it is the first step. Don't be embarrassed. I understand why it makes you feel that way. I think a lot of us might. I still get jumpy about certain things if somebody surprises me or whatever. But sometimes it's just a reflex, and I recognize that and I calm right down, so, okay, just like Tina with an E. Okay, right on, Tina, right on. All right, thank you. All right, let's see here. Tina, okay. Nancy says, I'm completely isolated, no car or money or a way to go anywhere, even if I muster the courage to leave. I just depend on watching Angie's videos, and they do help so much. Nancy, this is a really difficult situation, and I don't know the whole story, but I do know that if you, depending on where you live, you might be able to get some help, and in the meantime, work on your courage and work on your healing as much as you can while you're still in this situation, and maybe we can work toward finding you some resources to get you out, depending on where you're, located and who's near there. Jillian says we're all in the right place. Love that. Tina says, I've been watching you for a while now. You're awesome. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Madison seems to agree. Oh, and yes, make the video. Okay, I will make the video. It will be better than this one because it will be pre-recorded. You know what I'm saying? Flabby Abby. I don't want to call you Flabby. I'm going to say Abby. Okay. Wants me to make it. So does Martha. Thank you, Martha. Okay, so I'm seeing lots of yeses. I'm on that video. It will be coming soon. Yeah, Ice Bucket Challenge, indeed. I did that a few years ago. That was silliness. Oh, regarding the vagal nerve stimulator that PGTT has, it is a modified TENS unit. Says, I'm blessed I found a doctor who specializes in immune system dysfunction. Long story short, emotional concussions from the lifetime of abuse. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Laura says, everything was taken from me. Money, relationships, relationships with family and friends. Oh my gosh, left me in the hospital to die. A year later, part of my heart knows who he is and the other part still gets hurt by him. That's exactly what I'm talking about earlier when I was talking about, we can understand it logically, but when our emotions don't connect to it, it keeps us stuck. You're right. And I hope this might give you some ability to feel safe enough to process the part that you're stuck with, the part that still wants to go back, and remember that the part that still gets hurt by him is the part that I almost want to say it's like your inner child. It's your not logical side. It's that emotional part of you that needs you to nurture it and take care of it. Does that make sense? Mary said, I felt lost after my narcissist. You've opened my eyes. I love your positivity. Thank you. That is what I'm here for. I appreciate you. Hey, Chrissy. Oops, darn it. There went my little... Yes, everybody says Belle is the balm. Everybody agrees with that. Now, where was I? Okay, here we go. Okay. Chrissy waves in the house. Welcome. And Belle says to Bonnie, to Nancy, please stay safe. Angie and this group help so much. And I think Belle's in a similar situation to you, Nancy, I'm sorry. Nancy says, I also put Queen music on, Queen music and sing along with Freddie. Yes, me too. I love me some Freddie. Yeah, Abby, she says, if you can't sing, it's more of an excuse to practice. Yeah. I mean, I can hit a note sometimes, but most of the time I can hit a note, but I don't sing like with actual, I don't have any good voice tone. It's fine. Shoppa Style says, my son has a cold, so I've been stuck in the house all week. My mom is watching him today, so I'm at the gym. Excellent. She said it's my main outlet, so I'm happy. And P.S. singing is a hidden talent of hers. That's awesome, Shoppa Style. I'm so excited to hear that, and I'm so glad that you're doing the self-care that you need to do by getting out of the house. That's good news. Getting to the gym. Oh, Tina says, I use an app to sing alone or to sing duet or in groups. Oh, that's so cool. I should try that. No, everybody would laugh. I'll probably do it anyway because I don't really care if people laugh anymore. Artist Lover says, excuse me. Artist Lover says, I do feel like I have brain damage. Okay, let me say this. From the research I've done, there is a certain amount of brain damage that can occur. And when I say brain damage, I mean reconfiguration of the way that we think and the way that we react to things. But for those of us who weren't physically brain damaged, neuroplasticity can be a positive thing. So what I mean is we can rewire ourselves up to a point. to be healthier thinkers and reactors and things like that. For someone who's gone through a TBI, that's a different situation, and I'm not trying to pretend like I know all the deal about that. But yeah, I get it. And it is a certain amount of damage from that. Okay, Laura, it may be getting... Okay, I'm going to let you all have that one. Tina says, can I get notified when you are going on live? Yes, Tina, yes. If you text Angie Live, all one word, to 33222, that should... I send out notifications from that number. I don't know if it will work out of the States, but I think it might. Otherwise, if you hit subscribe and the bell notification, they should notify you. The other thing you can do is, if you're not already in one of my groups, join the groups. I try to put notices in the groups, and I also try to, which I don't know if I did today, but usually I try to also put a note on my community wall, which I don't believe I did that today. And I try to remember everything, but so yeah, try that. Yeah. Belle says, Angie, this is so true. I do understand on an intellectual level, but the brain, and the emotional flashbacks are constant. She says it makes no sense. Yes, that's right. And now hopefully it'll make a little more sense, because they are kind of two separate parts of ourselves. Like our intellect can grasp something easier when it comes to something like this than our emotional side, because we still doubt ourselves, and we have so many voices in our heads from before telling us we're wrong or we're not good enough or whatever. Yeah. Deanne says, I just validated her singing hobby. She says, thank you for giving me a solid reason for why it makes me feel better. Girl, let me tell you something. That one of my best things to do is when I'm seriously stressed out, I'll be like, I'm going to go, to the next town over and go buy some things we need or whatever. Because if I can go in the car for like an hour by myself and just blast the music and sing at the top of my lungs, it's the best. I feel 100% better almost every time. Yeah. I don't know if you guys, how many of you remember, Jillian might remember, and Magenta might remember back in the day, maybe even Belle, that when I first started doing videos, one of the things I used to do is show you guys little clips of me singing in the car. I love it. And I don't stop singing at stoplights anymore. I used to, but now I just don't care anymore. You get to a point where you don't care what people think, and I'm there on so many levels. Not all levels, but some levels. Bonnie says, I went to immune docs for a while. I have fibro, arthritis, etc. I found out that conventional doctors didn't help me that much, and I'm now looking into alternative medicine strategies. Yeah, I get it. And I think there are some really positive ones for us. One of my clients has found a couple of different strategies that, she's working with myself and several other providers to heal, and some of them I thought were a little woo-woo, but they made a significant difference for her. So yeah, maybe I'll talk about some of those in the future, if you're interested. Let's see here. Okay, the tornado warnings were in... Nancy's okay. Good, Nancy. Thank you. I'm glad you're okay. Tornado warnings in Mississippi. Oh, okay. Bad. Oh, and Nancy's in Georgia, so not here yet, but probably on the way. Jane says, I honestly struggled with feeling like I had brain damage too. I tried waitressing. I could not remember my orders, which made everything worse. Oh yeah. And this, of course, going into the past memories. Yeah, it's true. We definitely, I'm about to have one of those moments where I have a short-term memory loss thing, not on purpose. We really do. We have short-term memory issues. We have a number of other things, but mostly, as we go forward, we can start to heal. We can start to, get past that, do better, etc. But you're right. I get that. I felt like that even in the middle of it all, not even knowing what I was dealing with. Oh, Belle, hugs to you, my friend. I didn't mean to make you cry, but we all do love you. We do. You're so sweet and kind. Up 3 is grateful for surviving 54 years. Right on. Yes, exactly what Abby said, Belle. You might not see it, but others do. That's right. Hang in there, Nancy, says Martha. Chrissy says, I'm grateful for my new SUV. I had to upgrade for me and the 4 babies. Right on. I was able to do many things after leaving my narcissist, and many blessings have come. And we're coming up on 38 days no contact. Congratulations. That is amazing. I'm so excited for you and proud of you. Madison says, I'm thankful for resources as you help. I'm thankful for resources such as you that help through the real dark times. I'm thankful to have my life and I'm healing. I guess what I love about myself is that I'm understanding. I'm still an understanding soul even after all of that abuse, and I totally love that about you, Madison, and I think that's awesome. Nancy says to Jane Lane, I know how you feel. I had problems working as well. Yep. Belle says you're also kind. I'm not used to hearing positive things like that. It means a lot. Well, you matter, my friend. Don't forget. You matter. You're just as important as everyone here, as myself. We're all, we're all important. We all matter. And we all deserve to be treated with love and respect, my friend. Don't forget. Abby says, who else would pay for an Angie sleep clinic? Right on. That'd be awesome. Actually, Abby, I would really love to be able to create some sort of like refuge type place. It's incredibly expensive, and to go through and create a nonprofit is so complicated and expensive that I don't have the bandwidth to do it myself. So maybe someday. Belle says plans to join a group for people in situations where they cannot leave narcissists. Good. Hopefully that'll help. Thankfully, I can afford it. That's great. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Belle says, Bonnie says, when we are in the heat of the moment with our narcissists, we tend to go silent and invisible, but we are waking up here. Yes, and gaining new skills. That's right. Magenta says, have an amazing Thursday. I'm off to be productive. And big hugs to Belle and to myself and the team. Big hugs and love to you, Magenta, as well. Have a lovely day. Fabulous, Abby. I like that better. Yep. Oh, now see, it just jumped me down to the bottom. All right. Let's see here. Here we go. Belle says, to Bonnie, thank you so much. Your words mean the world. I watched you as well. I think so much of you as well. I've watched you blossom. Indeed. Yes. I agree that Fabulous Abby is better than, Fabby Abby. That'll work too. Tina says, my issue is that I can't get from A to B. I get nothing done. My memory's gone. My cognition is shattered. Yeah, Tina, you can download some free stuff from Queen Being about that. But in the meantime, just recognizing the issue is the starting point. Do stuff like give yourself tiny baby steps to get things done. Tell yourself, even if somebody else would normally take 10 minutes to complete something like, say, clean up a room, it might take us longer because we get distracted, because we forget what we're doing, etc., and a number of other reasons. So maybe instead of like cleaning the whole room today, you can just clean off that one table and then tell yourself that if you want to quit, then you can, and just kind of work your way up. Baby steps are really important for us. Yes. All right. Yes. Nargis says to Tina, this is all due to trauma and one of the symptoms of PTSD, she was told. Exactly. Even Freddie's voice cracks. Oh, yeah, but it's awesome though. It's an awesome crack. Let's see. Yeah, Bonnie said, I love that. We can maybe try to find our individual hidden talents that have been hidden from view for way too long. Indeed. Elena says, I use tarot as my outlet. I watch my sun and rising sign on YouTube. It gives me validation about my situation. Right on. Belle says to Nargis, I can just see you both dancing to your music. I love Freddie just sang Bohemian Rhapsody the other day. Oh, there is this version of Bohemian Rhapsody that features by this group called The Braids, but it features Lauryn Hill, and it is amazing. And I love the original, but this is like a whole other song. And anyway, you should check it out if you haven't heard it. It's old, but it's good. Anybody else? Okay. Mary says, I'm a survivor. It can be hard, but I always try to think positive and be thankful for the people in my life that love me for me. Yes. Yeah, she says, if I can survive cancer, then I can survive this narcissist hate. Oh, it makes me so frustrated when I think about that you've had to go through that, but I'm so glad that you're here, and I agree. You can survive anything, my friend. PGTT says you can find the TENS unit online. It has to be the one you clip on the ear, auricular. Okay, that's good information. Again, please check with your doctor before you buy anything like that. I need you to understand that I cannot, I think that's really awesome, but I can't technically say that I know how that works. I have used a TENS unit before. My doctor has used one on me with the electrodes on my back when I had a back problem once, and I think it helped. But I'm not a doctor and I cannot recommend that. So please, just for your own sake, just double check. That's all I'm going to say. You do what you need to do, but I can't recommend anything technically in that way. Bonnie says, I love Justin Timberlake. I assume that's what you're talking about. But I think Grateful Dead made the song, What a Long Strange Trip It's Been. Yes, she said, yes, I'm a Deadhead, but I love all music. That's awesome, Bonnie. I love that about you. Nancy says to Belle, Queen has such a diverse library, you can never get bored, right? Yes. Belle said, I don't remember, but I used to sing my heart out in the car. Could care less what others think. Now to drive again and have a car that runs. Goals. Indeed. Yes, I did some Fab covers, didn't I? I don't really know if they were Fab, but they were fun. Okay. Yeah, not remembering, I think it is also due to disassociation. I personally think so. You can, it has caused that for me when I glaze over, and that was how I survived the really harsh verbal attacks. I would just zone out, and at first I thought, oh, this is gray rock. No, it's not gray rock. It's maybe extreme gray rock. I would think to myself I was doing something good. I was going to go into my happy place or whatever, but then I got so good at it that I almost forgot how to not do it, and that was bad. That was the danger. So that's why I say be careful with that stuff. Yep. Okay. Okay. All right. Yep. I'm about to close up for right now, you guys. But I will be here tomorrow with a new video and so on and so forth every day, Monday through Friday. I have maybe a new video for you on Saturday coming as well. And if you have, oh, wait a minute. Bear with me. Shoppa Styles says, I don't think Lauryn Hill is in that version unless it's a sample, but I love that version. No, she is. I thought the same thing. Because when you look at this, one of these album covers or whatever, because I did some research. For years I thought it was Lauryn Hill, and then I thought, no, it's not her, because it was the braids or whatever. And then on the cover that they, like on the MP3 cover, it looked like a couple of white chicks. And I thought, oh, that doesn't sound right, but okay. I thought maybe they were country. But then I did some more research just recently, and I found out Lauryn Hill is the singer of that version, the one I'm talking about, and it's amazing. Yeah. Anywho, but check it out if you're not sure. I mean, the one I'm talking about, it's I want to say it was made like in the 90s, probably. That sounds like something I would love. I'm almost sure of it. So, yeah, but I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure it's Lauryn Hill. I did the research. Okay, but hey, Shoppa, if you find out otherwise, let me know. I want to know, because like I said, I just recently I had doubted myself for years, but then I played some of that for my son, and I played some other Lauryn Hill for my son, and he's like, that sounds like the same person. And I was like, you think? So then I did the research and found out that I think it really was her. I think she's very talented. She knows exactly the version. Yeah, Google it. Let me know what you find out. All right. Stay away from opioids. I'm not a big fan of pharmaceuticals, says Martha. Yeah. I would stay away from opioids too. Again, I'm not a doctor. Do whatever your doctor tells you, but I'm not a big fan of pharmaceuticals as well. I'm not going to tell you not to take them. I will tell you this. When I left my ex-husband, I went through a period of time where I was just so sad and upset and dysfunctional that I needed something to help me get over the hump. And at this time, I had no idea what I was dealing with. And the doctor put me on Prozac for about 6 months. It did help. About the 6-month mark, I noticed I had no emotions whatsoever. And I didn't like that. When I wasn't happy, I wasn't sad, I just was nothing. And when my aunt died, who I'd been very close to, I couldn't cry. And I thought, this is not healthy or normal. So I asked my doctor to take me off the medication at that time. But it did help me over the hump, so I'll say that. Outside of that, you have to do whatever your doctor says. I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to put that there. Martha's doing a benzodiazepine taper, and I know that's not easy, but yes. Yeah, Doreen says, don't take opioids, personal experience. I can't speak to personal experience there. Yeah, Prozac is what I took. Not, it helped me at the time. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying it's great. I'm saying it helped me at the time. That's it. I would personally now say do it differently. you know, I wouldn't recommend it, but there are some people who need it. And so I don't want to ever, I'm not a doctor. That's all I'm going to say about that. But feel free to discuss it, because I just want to let you know I can't give you a fully educated guess or discussion on that, because I'm not a doctor. Deanne says, Angie, I would attend a weekend retreat if you did one. I could see that, including daily affirmation cards, singing and dancing, talking about our experiences. Yes, I love that. You know what? I love that, Danielle. And I'll tell you something. I looked into doing it, and a lot of people were into it, but then it turned out that someone was telling me that it was just too much risk. And I don't know if anybody has done retreats before and put them together before and wants to be part of that. I had a little group set up for it somewhere, and we kind of put it on hold because it seemed like it was going to be such a legal risk. I don't know, but if anybody knows how to do that kind of stuff and wants to help me figure that out, I would love to know. Just send me an email to angyyatkinson@gmail.com, and we'll figure it out. Again, that's angyyatkinson@gmail.com, which is not how you spell Angie, but it's a long story. I've had that forever, that email address, before I was the one that you know. Belle says, oh yeah, check out the okay, yeah, that is weird, Belle. She said she'll check out the Bohemian Rhapsody version, and I might consider doing my covers again. Maybe. All right. I'm going to have to rush out of here, y'all. I love you all, and I will see you very soon. Don't forget to remember that it's good to feel good, and do your homework today. I will see you tomorrow for another video. I'm really going this time. Talk to you soon. Have a lovely Thursday, everybody.